Okay, this is the third video, just due to time restrictions on the recording software I'm using. So in our second video, we were just talking through how to configure the inventory and what each of these options do. So I'll update my eBay settings, saving the choices. Those are now saved. Use the back to inventory button, and we can see that this is now an enabled product. Now what this means is it's eligible to be sent to eBay. So if I go to the push to eBay tab, it lists the products that are valid. I'll go on to that in a moment. So now we need to configure our second option, which is the pen. All the options are the same as the previous screen. So let me just select a category first, because we always have to do that at the very start of configuring a product. And we're going to put it in ballpoint pens. I want this to be £3, and I'm going to ship it using Royal Mail First Class Recorded Post. Right, standard, that'll work. The delivery cost, 75p for each item and 25p for each additional item. We're going to dispatch this within 1 day, and I want this title to be called Super Duper Ballpoint Pens. Okay, so let's just save these settings, and then we can choose our item condition. And there we go. So we can see again, item condition has gone straight to used. That's because this product is configured as a used product within CubeCart. I want this to be a buy it now again. 7 days is fine. We have quite a lot of these in stock, so I'm going to list at least 100 and a maximum of, I don't know, 1,000. There we go. We accept returns, and I'm going to use the global return policy. I'm not going to override it here. Use the standard PayPal address from the global settings, and I'm not going to use the HTML template. I'll show you that later. You can see though here we have a new box that we didn't have before, which is product options. And basically these are the options that are configured for our pen. So just to show you again, these options: color, material and size. Color, size, material. Now any product that has options, you need to specifically enable variations. If you do not, it's just going to list as a standard buy it now auction. If this setting is enabled, then it will list it with variations, meaning all of these options you see in the list here will be available in the multi-listing. Okay, so I've saved that. Back to inventory. So now you can see we've configured both these items. So now we can go to the push to eBay tab. Now push to eBay is where we actually start to verify our items before we can send it to eBay. I want to send everything by ticking the select all box here. Click on verify. Okay, so now it's talking to the eBay website. It's figuring out if your items are valid, if you can list them. It takes a minute. There we go. So these have come back with a status of yes, a green tick, which means good, we can list these items. We can also see the quantity that we're going to be listing here. So we're going to list 1 Green King IPA and 250 pence. I believe that's because we have 250 as our maximum stock amount in on-hand stock. It also tells you the listing fee for each product. Here we can see the total cost of listing. So I can see it's going to cost me 80p total. Okay, again we need to accept the items that we want to list and then press accept charges. If you have items here which are invalid for whatever reason, it will give you an error or warning. Warnings can be safely ignored. You can list with warnings. Errors will stop the item from being listed. I'm going to give you an example of that in just one moment. So let's list these items. I'm happy with everything. Okay, everything's worked successfully and our items have now been sent to eBay. Now I'm going to look at my eBay selling and we should be able to see those two products are now on eBay. And here they are. We can see my open can of IPA, yummy, and super duper ballpoint pens. So you can see here it says show variations, which is important. It means we've used the variations that we configured earlier. So let's just check it's worked. If it wants to open, there we go. Come on. Okay, so this is loaded the page. Now you can see a warning here. Your listing is successful, but there is a problem with your gallery picture. Now that's being caused because the website that my shop is on is not a public site. So the links to the images are not available outside of my own network. So the images have been dropped with the exception of the gallery item. So from eBay's perspective, they can't see my images, but because I'm on my own network, I can see them. And when you list, it won't have this problem. So we can see, there we go, we have the price. It's a used item. We can see we accept PayPal, and we can see the shipping cost, $175. Okay, so let's go and look at our variation listing. We can also see our description. It's taken this from our product in the shop. Okay, variation listing. We can see we have our pens using the generic picture, and we can see that we have the options: colors, sizes, material. So this matches what we have in CubeCart. Now the quantity, this you need to be aware of. It uses the same quantity, so 250 items for every variation. Depending on how many variations there are, depends on the quantity that get listed. There are only 250 of each specific variation available, but we'll be looking at enhancing that in CubeCart 5.2 when I believe stock amounts for variations is going to be made available. This is something we'll look at the future, but at the moment this is how it works. So we can see we have the variations, and we can see it's a pen and it comes in a variety of colors. If we adjust the options here, we can see the price is also modified, and this matches with any price adjustments that you make at the product options level. So just to show you that, we'll go to our products, go to our pen, and we'll go to options, and we can see we have the options configured here, and also negative amounts, adjustments, etc. So all these are respected, all of these work fine. Okay, going to move on to our next video, which will be video 4, and show you some of the errors that you could run into.